Welcome to Political Paradigm. I am Terry Kumi. Well, when the Ekiti governorship election has come and gone, the ruling party and the winner of that election would be excited. But every election gives us an opportunity to assess it as we prepare for the 2027 president general election. I'm joined now by the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, which is the umbrella body for all the political parties in Nigeria. He's also the chairman of one of the political parties, the Allied People's Movement, Mr. Yusuf Dantali. Welcome to Political Paradigm, Mr. Dantali.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, Mr.
You know, the Ekiti election was an off-cycle one, and it gives us an opportunity to assess of what to expect from the 2027 general election. What are your thoughts on that election, considering the fact that not only do you represent the entire political parties, but your party had a governorship candidate in that election?
Okay, thank you once again. I wouldn't want to say much about the election because the Inter-Party Advisory Council have not met. The election just took place on Saturday, result declared on Sunday, and here I'm not even around in Abuja, but from the third-hand information that we get on the TV, social media, the election is riddled with vote buying and ranging from 5,000 to 15,000, even videos of people displaying what they got happily, with some pockets of violence. I think even some police officers were attacked, and also accusations that some uncollected PVCs were sold or given out to particular political parties, to strangers, to go and vote and all that. But those allegations are yet to be substantiated. We'll investigate it and then look at all that happened. But the thing is, we always have our positions about election or democracy in general. And I think until some of the key things that IPAC has been advocating has been attended to, all these things will continue to reoccur as symptoms of the main problems.
Well, I understand that you are trying to be conservative until you carry out full investigation. But like I said earlier, your party contested that election. I'd like to think you had agents across Ekiti State who would give you feedback on how things went there. So perhaps you could speak from that point and also talk about the preparation process, because as far as we're concerned, this is also a litmus test for the electoral empire. Some still refer to Professor Mupiton as a relatively new INEC chairman. So we must use this to assess him regardless.
When you have information, as a leader, you must be sure that what you are saying is the true position, the exact position of things. You don't just hear from one part and then you begin to report. So I think it is important for us to look at it from all directions, interfacing with INEC, meeting with other political parties, meeting with my own party structure, and then we'll come up with a consolidated position of all the fronts. So, but the fact remains, they were vote buying massively. There were issues allegedly of PVCs being given to people and pockets of violence. So all these things, for me, they are symptoms of the main problem. IPAC have a position that we have maintained over time. And that position is about the amendment of the Constitution. Until the powers, INEC must be made to be wholly independent. How? The power, yes, the name implies Independent National Electoral Commission, but to a greater extent, INEC is not as independent as we claim. Reason is the appointment of INEC is made by one of the players in the field or in the match. Until the Constitution allows that the powers to appoint the chairman of the electoral committee and the commission is taken away from the executive, who will continue to have some of these complaints, because it is expected that there is a court between yes, there are rules, or the INEC as a body operate within a confine of regulations or provisions of the Constitutional Electoral Act. But then there are intelligence that we have about incursion by some individuals. Recently, we have there's something on the social media about an individual who is close to a particular power and coming out with sensitive information, classified information from the INEC website, INEC server. So some of these things, how is it possible? Okay, there are intelligence that a few people, some persons infiltrate, okay, the operations of INEC. So all this is for us to say, okay, this is not possible. This is gone completely. Let Nigerians be able to freely choose who they want, how they want it, when they want, independently. There are lots of problems in our democratic practice, not just about Ekiti election. Most of these things we are looking at, for me, they are symptoms of the problem. Until we agree to solve the problems, we will continue. We cannot expect what we want electorally. No.
Okay, let me take you up on some of the things you talked about, one of which is the infiltration into INEC service as alleged against the aide to the FCT minister, Mr. Lere Olayinka. The INEC had come out to say that it's under investigation. It's been weeks now. Do you think that the process is slow, or do you still trust the process?
The thing is, I don't know the magnitude of the allegation, the magnitude of the offense committed. But until we meet, just like I mentioned earlier, until we meet or interact with INEC, I have not seen the INEC chairman since the last time we had a consultative meeting, which is some weeks back. So until we meet and we have first-hand information, I don't really like reporting from second or third-hand information to know what exactly happened, and then why is it taking time for us to have the result of the investigation. So, but all these things I still maintain. They are symptoms of our problems. INEC must be wholly independent.
But when you talk about the independence of INEC, this has been canvassed in several fora. But the question is, what exactly is the independence of INEC? Is it just the appointment of the INEC chairman that could guarantee the independence of the body?
The appointment of INEC chairman, the commissioners of INEC, the funding of INEC, all these things must be independent of the executive. Until these things are addressed, sincerely, we will still be moving within the same circle. That aside, we have to look at the judiciary. What is happening recently, that whatever happens, INEC will do their due diligence, do what they have to do, and then at the end of the day, if some elements in the judiciary will upturn these things. We have also been asking for a review of the judiciary, the appointment of the Chief Justice of the Federation and the Attorney General of the Federation. You see, these things, yes, we might not get it now, but if we must get Nigeria working for Nigerians, we have to address these issues.
Mr.
Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
Now you see the drama going on recently in the democratic space. There are parties have leadership issues. One party to borrow another party. Any party that is coming strong in opposition, the next thing you see, there will be leadership crisis in that political party, or one problem in that political party, discouraging the members of the party. Then, after fielding nomination, after INEC have rolled out timetable to political parties, and the process of election have commenced, having field nomination, some faceless individuals went to approach the Federal High Court that those parties should be deregistered. We have the current governor of Osun who left PDP because of the leadership crisis in PDP. He has his followership. He moved to another party, the Accord Party. He is running election in August, which is a month and a half or two from now. The man has been campaigning. No, and suddenly somebody went to court that they should register Accord Party and okay, with some fictitious, some false allegations. INEC came out to say no. These parties are qualified to contest election. Then the judge, then the appeal court also made a declaration that this court, the Federal High Court, please stay proceedings until a determination of the matter of the appeal brought before them, which is meant to hold on the 27th of October. Suddenly, dramatically, the court, the parties, their lawyers got a message same day that there will be judgment delivered. And the judgment was delivered that those parties be deregistered by INEC. What is the implication of this thing? Those who have fielded nomination, the man who is contesting election in Osun, who is no longer qualified to contest election. For all those who believe in him, their right to choose who they want has been taken away from them. The presentation that the people of Osun State seek to elect who they want has been taken away from the people of Osun. This is anachronism. Then you have other parties. You now wait, after allowing these parties to be part of the process of, they have gone around the 36 states of the country. The FCT conducted primary elections, had nominations. They are waiting for INEC to release the code for the uploading of candidates. Then you are asking them, are not among these people, they are prospective presidents of this country. They are prospective governors of this country, members of the party. They are prospective senators. They are prospective House of Representatives.
On this issue, Mr. Dantele, on this issue, as far as court judgments are concerned, do you think the hands of the electoral umpire are tied? I ask this because I recall at your last quarterly meeting with INEC, you had talked about the concerns around conflicting court judgment. And considering the fact that you brought it up at that meeting with INEC, I'm wondering what exactly you expect the electoral umpire to do in cases of court judgment.
So on this one, of course, the appeal court stood their ground. Okay, I think on this same last 2 weeks or so, and said no, that judgment be suspended. The execution of that judgment be suspended. But we are only saying, what I'm saying is that why should this happen in a country that is bedeviled with lots of socioeconomic and political problems that need everybody on board to fix the problem? Why are we destroying?
No, my question was more about the electoral umpire, because I want to know, and I think Nigerians
the electoral umpire have no choice but to obey judgments of court.
Let me draw your attention to something else, and that is the state of Nigeria's polity and the Electoral Act. IPAC has great concerns about the Electoral Act, and at the meeting with the president during the iftar sometime in March, did you leave that meeting confident that there would be improvement, or did you leave there with the fear that the president would do anything within his power to win?
No, the president told us categorically that it's already a law, and then he has his own team to examine and review what was brought to him before he assented to it. So we already knew the body language of the president. Nothing would be done. So What is important now is to go back to Nigerians and tell them, no, from all we are seeing, for us to get what we want, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria must be amended, certain provisions. And this Electoral Act cannot stand the test of time. Today, about 50% or more of the members of the Senate and House of Representatives who were part of the review of that Electoral Act, they are not returning to the red and green chambers. They lost out, and those things that they did, they have no way now to come back because they did it blindly. So this is what we are saying: make laws that will stand the test of time, not just because you want to do it now, but because you believe it will serve the interests of Nigerians.
Do you think that the 2026 Electoral Act, as signed by the president, will not serve the interest of Nigerians going into 2027?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I want to ask you a question because I had I had the SDP presidential candidate with me sometime last week, and one of the things he hammered on was that President Bola Tinubu had told you all at that meeting that he wouldn't give you a free and fair election. He would take the election to his advantage. He would take the entire process to his advantage. Was that exactly what the president said?
So what the president, in his language, the president said, the game is sweet if you are winning. He said so.
So at no point did the president say that he wouldn't give us free and fair.
The president said yesterday, I was in opposition. Today, I am no longer in opposition. I'm in power. The game is sweet when you are winning. That he has his team. His team has reviewed the Electoral Act, and there's nothing wrong with it in his words. So that already it is a law. We should all go to the poll. I think with respect, he's the president of the nation. What we did was to appeal to him. It's not the legislature. To see how he can use his position as a father of the nation, as the president of the nation, to see that most Nigerians are not disenfranchised. That's what I told him. As a father of the nation, as a president of the country, this Electoral Act, we see that some of the provisions will disenfranchise Nigerians, I told him.
Okay, so
if there are ways you could look at it and review it, and then let's look at it so that we have it better. You are a beneficiary of multi-party democracy. But now, from the election, the primary elections we had, you see a lot of Nigerians, because of consensus and some parties trying to run away from litigations, rather than going for direct primaries that is so expensive, okay, and cumbersome to conduct, with the withdrawal of the indirect primaries, a lot of parties opted for consensus. And by that, the rights of other Nigerians to contest or to bring themselves out to be elected by Nigerians was denied.
From your standpoint, Mr. Dantali, the law is as it is right now. IPAC has concerns, and we have a general election coming up. That law has been used to conduct the Ekiti election. It will be used to conduct the Osun election. What are your concerns as far as 2027 is concerned, or elections in Nigeria, using the 2026 Electoral Act?
I have maintained this position. The election is not an event, it's a process. The process of election begins with the laws. Don't forget that the first time, INEC released timetable twice. A timetable was released in line with the provisions of the 2022 Electoral Act. The process has started. Then, the Electoral Act was reviewed, okay, released. Even though the Electoral Act is not known to Nigeria, most of the provisions are not known, because I've had the FCT Senator Ireti Kingibe, came out to say some of the things we are seeing here are not what we deliberated. One or two members of the House of Reps have questioned some of the provisions of the Electoral Act. So some of these things, we, the men on the field, we didn't get ourselves used to the Electoral Act. So it's like a crash program. So the success of every election begins with the foundation, which is the law guiding the conduct of the election.
Well, what do you mean?
There are questions about the laws. There are questions about some of the provisions of the laws, but we are rushing into it. Now we have started and we have seen the result of the primaries. So as we get to the election, we are not comfortable with most of the provisions. No, we are not.
If you're not comfortable with the election, but you will still go into that election, all political parties will. And we see these coalitions being formed to take out the ruling party, the APC. You're a member of the APM. I know that you are the chairman of IPAC, but it doesn't, take away the fact that you belong to a political party. What is APM's stance on coalition?
APM is not into any coalition at the moment, but that does not mean if there is need for us to go into coalition, we will not go. But then there are discussions ongoing among political actors. Even the Electoral Act, we are still looking at it, okay, believing that something will be done. We have written the House of Representatives and the Senate. We have written the international community. We are still consulting. We are still discussing to see if anything can be done.
Mr.
And if it is not done, political party leaders will decide. What is important is that we cannot, Nigeria belongs to all of us, and we will have to work to ensure that we have Nigeria of our dream. While doing that, not to destroy Nigeria, not to put Nigeria on fire, but Nigeria must get it right.
Well, absolutely.
What is happening today? The social ills. Today, you have Nigerians being picked like chicken from their houses, from the streets. We have inflation biting hard on Nigerians. All these things can only be solved if Nigerians elect who they want to solve their problems freely, not by denying them.
Right.
Who becomes their leader.
Right. I want to get your thoughts on one of your members, IPAC, that is a member of IPAC, Omoyele Sowore, who is a presidential candidate, by the way. Now, the concerns in the public space are that he's a presidential aspirant and shouldn't be treated the way he's...
not aspirant, he's a candidate.
I beg your pardon. He's a presidential candidate.
Yes.
He is in court for defamation against the president and is now being remanded in Kuje Correctional Center. You saw the videos yesterday and the treatment. What are your thoughts on his ordeal so far as a member of IPAC and a presidential candidate?
We have been talking since yesterday at IPAC level. We are not happy with that development. Omoyele Sowore is one of us and is one man that all he does is to see that we have a better Nigeria. So we are looking at it. IPAC will meet and take a decision to that effect. But our solidarity is with Sowore. We are with him. And then we want the laws to work for Nigeria, not to be used to witch hunt anybody. And IPAC, based on the discussions I have with a few IPAC leaders yesterday and this morning, our position is we are appealing that Sowore be set free. He should be released. He's a presidential candidate. He has election to run, not this time.
So when you put that side by side with the law which you want to be followed, because it's a defamation trial and it's in court, do you think that this is not out of the hands of the executives, or do you think that this is a witch hunt?
No, yes, we are not saying Sowore is right or is innocent or he's guilty, but all we are saying is, yes, Sowore was on bail, okay, that the allegation before he was taken to detention is that he jumped bail. But Sowore said, no, He was in court. He never jumped bail at any point. That is what we want to look at. He said he was in court. Why would he jump bail? And the Sowore that we know, that everybody know in this country, is not a man who is always scared of going to court. This is a man coming to court with his bag that in case you detain me. So why will such person jump bail? So these are the things we are looking at. We are not saying if he's innocent or he's guilty. No. The law must act. The law must take its course. But it has to be done fairly. It deserves fair hearing.
Very well. Mr. Dantele, I'd like to thank you very much for your time. I really look forward to IPAC's position on these two issues, the issue with Mr. Sowore and also the Ekiti election, which just held, as we look towards the 2027 general election. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.